Our goal is to have the kind of team that nobody wants to play. And that means that we have to impose our will to dominate the competition all the time. It's all about what does it take to break you.
Well, we're back with another post-game show. Y'all last night, oh boy, I was in my feelings last night. But last like 5 minutes of the quarter, 5, 6 minutes, whatever, how many, started looking a little better. Started looking like the Belmont we kind of know. Belmont we kind of expected a little bit. But, you know, Van said last Thursday, it was Tuesday, I believe, whatever the show we did. He used the word grace. And overall, when you look at this game, as a fan from the first time, you get kind of teed off, but still got to kind of give grace. Still new players, new coaches, new system. And it's only the second game of the season. My biggest takeaway at the end was I reverted back to last year. After this game last season, this is when we turned it up. We turned it up after this game, after this season. So it's a lot of negatives we can point out, but I also seen some positives. Before we get into this thing, though, welcome to Nick Saban Jr. Sports Talk TV. Thank y'all for tuning in. I got my guy Van and Roll Tide Rise up back. This is a goddamn wonderful 3, I think. This is like the Fantastic 3, I think, in my book. But y'all, how y'all been?
Man, you know, there's a lot of takeaways from last night. Ain't all of them great, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm optimistic. I'm in a better spot than I was last year after the same ball game. Maybe it's just age and wisdom catching up with me. Hopefully, I'd like to say I had some wisdom in my lifetime. I hadn't up to this point, but you know, maybe I'm just looking at things a little different now, and I see a lot of optimistic things for this team, for this coaching staff, for the fan base to look at. And you know, I feel like we're always so quick to judge one player, to judge one game, to judge a coaching staff. But you said something to me before the show started, and it's kind of been rattling around in my head, and that was the ability that Michigan had to see the future and give Jim Harbaugh a chance to cycle through a couple of his classes of recruits, let him play his style of ball and find the guys that fit, and look at the results they had. Yeah. And I think DeBoer, with what he's done so far with guys that not everybody he recruited and not everybody necessarily fits maybe what he wanted to start with, but has kind of adapted to and changed what he's doing. There's a lot of positivities for Alabama right now.
Yeah, most definitely. Rise up. What's your thoughts, man? How you feel about this thing, man?
Man, like I told y'all when I first popped on, I'm still living in my feelings. But, you know, as you look at it, as you sit back and kind of process everything, we had 2 guys injured. You know, you had Proctor injured and Pritchard was injured. You know, he was injured as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, once you put that in perspective, you go to like, okay, well, I understand why certain things played out the way they did, you know, why they didn't make certain moves when they did or waited so late. It's all a learning experience. Kalen DeBoer still new. And we know what Van was saying about Michigan. That's a great analogy, and that's a great way to look at things. Unfortunately, a lot of us Alabama fans, that word grades don't mean nothing to a lot of our fan base. We want results. We want them right now. But we have to realize, man, it's going to be growing pains. We got to give this man time to put his system into place. We got to give these kids time to jail and you know, and come together as one. I think everything's going to be all right, man. I'm as I'm looking at it, I hope last night was like a kickstart, or, you know, match to a flame or something to ignite the fire in them and let them know that everything ain't gonna be great all the time. Everything is not gonna be Western Kentucky. Hey man, we're gonna have some fights. Yeah. It's all about what you have in you. Can you dig down deep and persevere through all of it and come out with a win in the end? So I think this is the start of something beautiful. I'm just glad it was last night and it wasn't against a more a fillable opponent, somebody with a little bit better quarterback or whatever. Because there's a couple times there, fellas, it was about 2 or 3 touchdowns and they could have had it. Their quarterback just kind of overthrew the player. So
yeah,
but overall good.
And yeah. And with that being said, that's why I titled it "We Could Have Lost." Because when you look at his passing stats, his passing stats weren't really off that, but it was a couple of throws that really he missed.
Yes.
It was like 2 of them I know for sure that could have been touchdown passes.
Yes.
Them wide receivers were getting behind our secondary a lot. But, overall, we're going to be okay. Everything going to be okay. I want to bring out some of my key performances on the offense and defenses first. My bad, guys. Everybody roll tide in the chat. Dirty roll Bigfoot. That's ice block.
That's ice block.
6-0. And what is B-Jam, man? Appreciate y'all. I got 13 in the chat. Y'all would do me a favor, hit that like button. But Todd, roll tide, baby. But I'm gonna key defenses and performances. Justin Jefferson played a hell of a game last night. Keenan played a hell of a game last night on defense.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Jahad Cameron played a hell of a game. Jalen Miro, did good. Like, dude, beast. Times he probably could have let the ball go a little faster, but hey, he was getting pressure on him. He was getting that pressure put on him last night. Ryan Williams, true freshman, that dude gonna be amazing. And Jam Miller, he did good. And I'm gonna even say Justice Hayes. Justice Hayes ran the ball well, but Holden hurt him a lot last night. But overall, Jam Miller, Ryan Williams, and Jalen Miro, they did well. But first off, let's talk about Wilkin Foreman. I want to know y'all thoughts on Wilkin Foreman, how y'all felt about Wilkin Foreman. The overall view of everything.
Well, I guess I'll start. He obviously had a bad game. I mean, he had a really bad game. A lot of holding calls, a lot of unnecessary, penalties against him. He got beat a lot. You could see that, and he panicked. The speed of the game is probably something he's going to have to get used to. Is he a true freshman? Do you know?
Yes, true freshman.
Okay. Well, that gives me some hope then, because a lot of times the biggest adjustment for college players, especially as a freshman getting thrown onto the field, is the speed of the game from high school to college. And like we talked about Thursday night, South Florida isn't your run-of-the-mill little team. They have NFL talent. And I'm not trying to excuse Alabama's gameplay last night, because I'm not going to single out one individual, because Alabama as a whole looked sloppy last night. And I just, Formby had a bad game, but I can remember last year specifically being very critical of Proctor in the same situation as a freshman, getting thrown to the wolves. And just like yesterday, Proctor's offensive coordinator at times did not do certain things to help him, to boost his confidence, to try to put him in a situation to win. Sometimes you got to use that jumbo, because South Florida was rushing 6 hot and heavy, and they were getting to us quick. And they've got some studs on that D-line and at linebacker, and they were really putting pressure on us. They were blitzing corners. They were sending guys left and right from different spots. And we didn't put our guy in a position to get help right there. And he got left out there a little too long, I felt like, at times, without help. And we're going to know more about him as a player mentally if he comes back from this, and then playing later on in the season, if he improves, just like Proctor began to improve. Of course, Proctor didn't have a choice. He had to play all year. But it seemed like by week 6 or 7, Proctor started to get better. His footwork looked better. He was a little more crisper. And, I just have a hard time throwing the guy, a freshman, under the bus, Yeah, shout out Dexter Reitman. I ain't talked to him in a minute. What's up, brother?
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, okay, my last night during the moment I was mad as hell at for me. But I tell people all the time, everybody think because you're big, you can block. That shit hard. From a person that played this, that shit harder than what you think. Especially when you're young, and you still got a lot of stuff to work on, and you got an edge rush out of that fast and can bend the edge at the same time. That shit difficult. Shit difficult. When the holding start happening, that's a product because you getting whooped. But what do you do when you're a coach? You supposed to bring the help for them. You're supposed to bring help. You gotta help. Like this guy's young, so he gonna need the help. They got like you said, Proctor. We felt the way about Proctor last season, but he gradually got better. But like you said, the main thing I want to see from him is how do you respond to this? This is adversity early, and I think adversity is always needed for these young guys to see where they at mentally. If he can bounce back mentally, we might have us a diamond in the rough, but it's gonna take some passion. You're gonna have to work out the kinks. I would say when Elijah Pritchard came in the last few minutes of the game, I honestly didn't know he was banged up this week. That's why he went out there. It made a difference. It made a difference. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I don't know, man. We need work. That's all I'm gonna say. We need work. We need work.
That's true, man. You know, I'm like you guys, both of you guys. First thing I thought was last season, Proctor. Like, God, no, we look like Proctor. And then they pan over to Proctor, and he's on the sideline like, ooh, we. I can just see the look on his face. He could be like, I know that feeling, bro. I was there last year, and I was hot. Don't get me wrong, I was hot, but I'm with you guys. When you see your guy feeling, you got to help him out. You know, you put some tight ends over there to help chip block, whatever the case may be, and make it easier for him. And also your quarterback. You know, I'm surprised we didn't see some chip block bubble screens, quick slants and stuff of that nature to get that pressure up off of the line and Milroe. And, you know, and at that point, I think South Florida would have dialed the blitzing down a little bit if we beating them with like little quick screens or whatever not. But that's neither here nor there. KB called me, Kangaroo Black called me last night. It was about right at 12 o'clock. And he answered the phone. And I'm like, man. He like, man. I'm like, damn. He like, damn. I'm like, bruh. He like, bruh. That's all we can get out, man. It's like that. Wow, commercial. We can get that now. And I said, you know, man, I feel sorry for Formby because he's got to digest this. He's got to go to class. He's got to go to practice. But the main thing is that boy's from Tuscaloosa, so he can't escape it.
Yeah,
he's from Tuscaloosa, so he's there, you know. But as adults, we need to, like Van said, grace. And that last night will be the tell of whether Formby is going to, if he's going to make it or break it. Yes, Eric D, that game was necessary for us to get better. It was. It really was. And I learned more. I was glad it happened. Like I said, this game before we got into, you know, more meaningful SEC schedule. We got Georgia coming up in 2 games. So, woo! Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, to me, sorry, man. To me, you learn more as a coach from the film room from a game like yesterday than you ever do against Western Kentucky and scoring 60, you know, however, was it 63-0? You're going to learn more from the film from the first to the third quarter when it was 14-13. That's when you learn about your team's mentality, their willingness to fight back. What's going wrong with the O-line? Is the D-line doing what they need to do? Why is the secondary looking suspect at certain times, kind of getting caught out of position? You know, different things that you can work on throughout the week. You know, none of this stuff, even the penalties. I know we're frustrated as a fan base about the penalties. We act like we ain't been penalized the last 2 years before this.
Yeah.
This is not nothing new. This didn't come with the board. This has been a problem for a few years now. And you know, sometimes I'm stupid and I get in other places and other chat rooms with other fans because we're very fortunate with some of the groups we run in with some of the fans that's there. We got smart fans and guys that's willing to talk football and not just be homers. And I mean, I've already seen guys getting rid of Milroe, getting rid of the head coach. Talk about our defense is the worst it's ever been. You know, just dumb statements that I ain't got time to even try to argue with. You know, there's light at the end of the tunnel. I'm not hitting the panic button. My hand ain't even nowhere near it yet. Because as much as we can be down about certain things, and there's plenty of things to be down about from the first 3.5 quarters, I think we've seen both Alabama's floor and ceiling last night in the same ball game because we played about as bad as we could play for 3.5 quarters on the offense. I thought the defense played pretty well. We put them in bad situations. They stood tall. There was some blown coverage at times. There was different things, but overall, we couldn't sustain drives, especially in the third quarter, and the defense kept standing up. They did a great job. But then you look at the last 6 to 8 minutes of the game, and we stopped making mistakes. We played mistake-free football, and Alabama could put up points just like this. So I think we've seen Alabama's ceiling as well at the same time. And as a coach, you're just trying to get that floor closer to the ceiling. You get what I mean? You've seen what we do great, and you've seen what we look like bad, and the adjustments, you're trying to get them somewhere closer to here. And so I'm relaxed. I'm not as upset as I figured I would be at this time. I don't know. I seen a lot of things last night that I thought, hey, man, we can coach that out. We got some greatness here.
I agree, man. I agree. And like I said, we talked about it, man, the other night. That's just a testimony to how really good USF really is. Like, in their conference, where they play at, they're gonna light it up. They are a good team. They are a well-coached team. That is a great coaching staff. Like, they got something brewing. They got something brewing over there. And the coach, hey, one thing I wish we would do. Take the mentality of the other teams. Every time a team play Alabama, I don't give a damn what's going on. Alabama, we're going to always have that talking on the back. But we got to have the same thing for other opponents, too. We got to have the same thing, the same intensity, too. And like Eric D said, though, this game was necessary. And we talked about it a little bit before, Van. Like, it's very necessary. It gives us a lot of film to look back and give deep dives in, like, offensive line, this what this was looking like. This is what we need to improve on this. Miro, if you see this is what we probably need to do. It's a lot of things that we can improve on that we seen last night that was very necessary. And like I said, my positive is that after this game last season, this one we did turn it up. And I'm expecting us to go up. Miro's still my guy. All these guys are still my guys. We're still my guys. It's early, and we gonna move. We gonna run. Yeah, big foe, big foe.
Hey, his athleticism keeps us in ball games. People can say what they want to. You know, he gets a little gun shy when he keeps getting hit over and over, and I don't blame him. I don't like getting hit in the knees either. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think my knees can take that at all. But you know what? His running ability got us 2 touchdowns that kept us ahead. Yeah. And when the line started to block better towards the end of the game, all of a sudden he throws 2 touchdown passes just like that right there. He's a good quarterback that's still learning, but there's 2 particular plays that made me think Miro looked better than he looked last year, and I was a fan last year. There was a play where the pocket started to collapse. He took 2 steps forward, he shuffled over to the left and hit a wide open guy for 12 yards and a first down. Yeah. Milroe would have panicked last year and took off running and got what he could have got. He showed maturity in the pocket on that play. That's a guy that is starting to learn from a quarterback coach.
Yes.
He had another play when he threw it to Ryan Williams where he started to boot out. He got pressure. He waited, got the safety to freeze just a moment and hit Ryan Williams for a big play. That kind of maturity and using his athleticism to open up the passing game, he's learning, and I'm excited to see it, man. Milroe has always been dangerous, but a Milroe that's starting to learn things like that, when he puts it all together, look out. I mean, he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks we've seen from Bama you know, we've been fortunate as a fan base to have some great quarterbacks, but his dimension of the run with the pass, if he can get that passing on up just a little bit more, could be the most dangerous of all of them. I'll say it right now.
And it's still coming. Oh yeah, my bad, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know how I went without saying this, but I gotta give a shout out to the goddamn player of the game last night, James Burnham.
Yes.
Because he kept us on the opposite side. If it wasn't for him keeping them boys on the opposite side of the field,
yes. Yes.
Peeling it back, hey, he did a good job last night. I mean,
I'm torn. I'm torn on defensive player of the game last night. I'm torn because Jahad Campbell was all over the place.
Yep.
I think he had 11 total tackles.
Yeah.
He had a half a sack, and he had 1.5 tackles for loss. That's a great game. But, man, Tim Keenan.
Yes.
Blockable last night.
Yes.
He looked blockable. If that's a sign of things to come, oh, good God, man. He looked like a young Warren Sapp out there, dude. He looked unmovable. He was going through. I seen him get double teamed I don't know how many times and just blow off of it like crazy. And, I mean, he had 2.5 sacks last night. Or he had a sack and a half, and then he had 2.5 tackles for loss. There's things to point at. We're getting better at. I don't feel like we've seen that kind of play from a defensive lineman individually last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Last couple of years, right?
Yes.
Last one was probably Baltimore or Baltimore, wasn't it?
Yeah, Baltimore.
Yep. But I want to touch on something you said, Nathan. You were talking about how teams, Alabama always have the target on their back, right? We are people want to beat us. I mean, it's just when we go to Alabama comes here, and we want to prove a point. We want to show the world, and it shows. Man, they were showing that coach's pre-game speech, and he was like, "Y'all ain't playing no logo. Y'all not playing a logo. Y'all playing individual players, one-on-one, and you're gonna take it to them, play after play after play after play." And I have to respect that. Yes. It seems like for the last at least 3 years, maybe even 4, for Alabama, we've been playing down to people. We play down to the competition. And listen, man, that was not who we were at one particular point in time. I know time change and players leave and coaches leave, but the standard remains the same. Mm-hmm. We have to play South Florida like we play in Georgia. We have to play Barber College like we're playing Georgia. We have to play the Girl Scouts like we're playing Georgia. I mean, we have to prepare for those games like we were preparing for Georgia, or Ohio State, or Texas, or whoever else the big monster in the room is. So I agree with Nick. It seems like we don't have that level of intensity, and the other team's coming with it. They're gonna bring it. So
I mean, you think about it though. If you play for South Florida, you got the opportunity to knock off Alabama. If you can't get fired up in that game, you can't get fired up.
Right.
So most definitely, that coach had that team. Man, they were so fired up and physical. I was blown away with their physicality. And me and Nick Jr. has been selling high on their coach and their team, talking about how great they are. But their physicality still impressed me last night.
Man, listen. I don't see that coach being there too much longer.
No.
I don't see that coach. Listen.
No.
Florida finna have an opening. And I'm not saying he's going to Florida. Listen, don't listen to me. I'm not saying he's going to Florida. This is what I think. This is me. I think Florida going to have an opening. And Kiffin probably take that Florida job because it's better for him. He can recruit there as Florida.
I actually seen something where they said Kiffin might take the job. Kiffin to take the job if it came open.
Dude, I wouldn't listen. He already coached in Florida before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he has his reach down there in Florida. What he did when he was at UC what school he was at Florida down there? I forget what school he
Florida Atlantic.
Florida Atlantic.
Yeah,
Florida
LAU.
With what he did with the talent he had there, Kiffin can recruit. Kiffin used the portal. So he can bring those players to Florida. I mean, Florida Gators just in a bad slump. They're not a bad school.
Fun of me. Y'all gonna make fun of me. I would rather see Kiffin at Florida than I would this guy because that
I think
USF team, that USF team the last 2 years has been more physical in the trenches than any Kiffin team I've ever.
But I think if Kiffin goes to Florida, this guy might end up at Ole Miss, bro. I mean, he has SEC ties. He coached at Tennessee.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? Well, I know we've been for all along, but I don't care. This is what we do. You know what I like to see? Like I would like to see coaching staff build like super staffs. So no, I wouldn't want to see it because we had to play them eventually. But you know what'd be crazy? He go to Florida and got there. He be like, I'll take another coordinator position and got there and go down to Florida with him. That'd be scary.
I would want nothing to do with that team.
I don't know.
Recruit gonna go crazy in Florida.
They did. You give them 3 years, they look like Miami in the 90s. I would want nothing to do with that whatsoever.
Yeah. So,
but one thing I want to.
I agree with you, man. I could definitely see Kiffin ended up going to Florida. And people think that's crazy talk, but would you not want to be in Gainesville amongst one of the best recruiting hotbeds in the country? Florida State dwindling down just a little bit. Now they're not over. I know everybody wants to bury Norvell, but he's a good coach. Everybody wants to bury that program, but football is a lot different now with the transfer portal. You can see an immediate turnaround in 1 year if you get the right mindset of players. You can also see a team completely fall apart with getting the wrong players.
Yep.
Right. We're seeing a different era of football. And could you imagine, man, Kiffin down there trying to get all them players in Florida to bring that offense back? They still made a mistake to me firing old dude that was at Mississippi State that went to Florida.
Damn mother.
Do y'all remember that 2020 SEC championship game?
Yeah. My thing
is.
Yes. Man, we had to play Florida, bro. There wasn't no easy gimme.
That wasn't a gimme. Harris, I don't know that we win that ball game. He was running touchdowns in. He was catching touchdowns. He was doing everything he could because that Florida team offensively was the best team I've seen probably since 2019 LSU. Right. And good God. Woo.
Hey.
Pitts.
Yep. Man, that and that's what I be talking about, man. These schools, they don't give a lot of these. We talked about it, man. They don't give these people time, man. They don't give these people time at all, man. Like
people think that winning in a different decade translates now. People think because you were dominant once means you got the right to be dominant. No, you got to earn that. This is different college football. Yeah. Being great at one point gets you nothing now. There's nothing in life that says, I used to be good at this or that means you're good at it. You got to stay on that grind all the time. And when you fire guys and constantly restart your cycle over and over, new head coach, you don't get anywhere like that, man.
Yeah.
Ooh, you see what Ken said right here?
Yeah.
Hey, we all know Urban Meyer's scary anywhere he goes. He was good. He was good at Utah. He was good at Florida. And he took Ohio State back and brought them back up after they had been down a little bit with some sanctions and everything else. Urban Meyer's scary.
Just don't expect him to be that long. You know, he's going to get sick after about 2 years. You know how he do.
Yeah, he's going to catch 2 or 3 heart attacks.
So, two things I want to point out. The total plays, we ran 68 plays last night. We definitely got to get that amount of plays up. We got to definitely get these drives going. We can't keep coming out stalling on these drives, or having slow starts. We definitely got. I really was expecting the last 2 games we haven't ran that many plays on offense.
No,
we putting up numbers, and even though it was 42-16, that shit just happened. Like I said, that is a big takeaway. We are able to score in bunches if we need to, but total plays 68, we definitely got to get that up. And the other thing was 3 turnovers, 3 fumble losses. That Kendra Lawin,
Milrow,
that hurt. Was it Jam Miller that fumbled and putting Milrow up under the freaking center?
And he ain't that style quarterback.
Listen,
if we've had problems,
most people don't even realize most of these quarterbacks all the way up until this point now, haven't never received a snap up under the
Up on the
center.
center, right?
I
All
seen
from high school all the way up, they've been, in shotgun.
I've seen a thing about the NFL, and they said there were certain players in the NFL right now had never taken a snap under center in their entire career. These guys are in the NFL now. Yeah, that's a different thing, man.
And Jesse Palmer was saying last night when he got, he said, "Why don't you just put him in the shotgun and let him do what he been doing all night? Like seriously." And soon he said it, goddamn fumble happened. I said, "God dang, what's going on?" And last night I was ticked off because of, God dang it, how we do a damn dedication for Saban, for doing the Saban Field thing, and we come out and play like this. Me and Riza was talking at halftime about Saban. Saban was in the locker room fussing, I believe, cussing. Chris Doug was handing roadside.
Man, can you imagine being DeBoer and having to live in his shadow? He's still there.
Yeah, man.
When Perkins and Curry took over after Barry Bryant, they had an unbelievable amount of pressure, but Barry Bryant was no longer in the picture.
Yeah.
Right.
The fans were rough on him. Don't get me wrong. This guy still got to go to work when Nick Saban's still there. Now we're dedicating Fields to him in his first season. Second game as a coach there, we're dedicating the field to a guy that's sitting in the press box above him, the greatest coach of all time. I can't imagine. It's like going to a job and every day they remind you how the guy that you just took over for was way better than you. Every day they wouldn't let it down. Oh, he saved the company. He did this. He rescued 2 people from a burning car in the parking lot. You can't even get back here from lunchtime on time. Just every time. The comparison's got to be hard to get out from under, man.
Dude, every 5 seconds they pan it over to him in the booth up there, like.
And then when you go to commercial, he's selling paint. He's selling
he said, "Nice barbecue out back. You can't use it."
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Oh man.
But one thing about the board, what I like is that he took on that responsibility, knowing, just, hey, I'm coming out to save him. But why wouldn't you want to come to Alabama knowing what Alabama got there? What Alabama is about, the tradition of Alabama? Like, yes, I'll take that damn job. Damn, trying to be like a Saban. He doing his way, and that's what I'm saying. Like you said, fans was already trying to come out of this job. Shit. Well, if that's the case, we're looking at one game like this. We should have been coming for Saban job then. Goddamn, a while back. Then, if we're gonna do that,
right.
He's doing just fine. He's doing absolutely just like Keith Holcomb said in the chat. He's doing just fine, man.
Yeah,
we had a down game, and then we showed improvement at the very end. We're gonna be okay. I mean, I ain't selling nobody's stock after 2 games. I'm not even selling Florida State stock after 2 losses. I've seen teams turn around and win throughout the season. Weird things happen. Football is a game that's won during the week, not just on Saturdays.
Yes.
Exactly.
But overall, man, my thing, man, we good. It's early. We still got a lot of work to be done. And we're gonna be all right. I just think this coaching staff, they know what's going on. They see what's going on. I want to see more Kobe Prentice. My real point. I seen a lot of times last night Kobe Prentice was open and we wouldn't hit him. We gotta find the offense. Just can't be Jalen Miller run, throw it deep to Ryan Williams. We naturally gotta spread the ball out. And honestly, I think that's coming. I believe it's coming. I really believe it's coming.
Listen, like you said, Prem was open, and when they went to him, he was doing his thing. Bernard was open. I mean, we was getting the ball to him. You got to distribute. You get, people they're gonna key in on Ryan Williams.
Yeah.
Because he's the new hot name and new, fresh buzz, and of course the DB want to come in and key in on him. But listen, once you're distributing that ball evenly across that field to different receivers, that will leave Ryan Williams is going to get his just due. He's going to get what's coming to him. You know, we don't have to force feed him every time we go down the field. So
yeah. Jalen McBuckway, their return last night actually threw it. Yeah. Actually was the kickoff last night. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Us getting back in the thing, man. We got some young guys that's very talented. Yes, we need it. Yes, they got to work still. It's college football, freshman college football. But these dudes, man, we are in good hands. We good. Just let them cook. Let them cook. Like they said last year about the cake being in the oven. Goddamn it, it's ready when I pull it out. Don't keep asking about the damn cake.
There ain't a team in college football, and we've talked about it. I try to watch everybody. There ain't a team in college football that looks perfect right now. Everybody's got the flaws that they've got to adjust to try to cover up or change this, change that. They ain't a team right now. As good as Georgia is, and as much as they've been rolling, there's still problems out there. As good as Texas has looked, they still got issues. Yeah. They got runners that are falling apart left and right. And that offense will not be the same if they do not have the balance of the run. So everybody's got their issues. You know, they've got great staffs that will just – Georgia's not going to ever have a problem and not try to fix it somewhat. They're great. But there's not a team in the country right now that don't have some issues.
Yeah. Man, Chris Dell said, well, there is one team talking about Ole Miss. Ole Miss ain't shit. Y'all coach finna be gone after this season.
I am curious to see if Ole Miss has improved in the trenches, because if they are better at O-line and D-line, yeah, they're gonna be in the playoffs. I mean, no doubt about mine.
Honestly, I got a lot of in my mind, in my world, I got a lot of hope in Ole Miss, man. I thought they can be pretty damn good this season.
Oh yeah,
Hey, I like that comment. That's the right put up. If Wisconsin is an even bigger statement game now, you know.
Yes,
they
will test their secondary even more.
Yeah. And we got to go to their home. And trust me, after last night, everybody's watching film. Everybody's watching film. Okay, so this is what South Florida came in and did. You know, XYZ. They're gonna do XYZ. They're probably gonna try to disguise a few things and, you know, turn up a few blitzes that we didn't see or Alabama didn't get a chance to see. But so trust me, they coming. It's just Alabama got to get it together. Got to get out. Listen, this game is over with. Get it out your head. Say you had the 24-hour rule when you played and you won. So we need the 24-hour rule. It happened. Hey, we got another game coming Saturday. So we got to get back together, fellas. We can't be sitting here, you know, moping and droping and all over a bad game that we end up winning 42-16. You know.
So I'm gonna bring up a stat line from the opposite side of the ball. Jameer Miller had 15 carries, 140 yards, 1 touchdown. Justice Hayes had 12 for 41-1. But just think about what it'll look like if that touchdown that Justice Hayes ran didn't get called back. Like that would have been a crazy stat line for 2 running backs, honestly, man.
Mm-hmm.
That'd been a crazy stat line for 2 running backs. So, like I said, a lot of penalties last night, but hell, honestly, USF had a lot of penalties too. So they didn't play a perfect game neither, and we seen it. They never really could just put the game away. We end up like Van said in the beginning when we was talking over the thing. If you look at last year's game versus this year's game, we eventually put this game in the books. Last year, we didn't really never close that book last year.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just stayed a page ahead of them. But this year, we actually completed the book. It was all at once in the last couple of minutes, but real champions rise to the occasion is what I always say. And I seen that light at the end of the tunnel last night. Now, my initial feelings was, God damn it, Alabama. God damn it. You suck. We suck. The fans suck. We all just suck. We need a new damn team. That's my feelings last night.
Yeah. I was sending off some text last night, bro. I was thumb thugging on that doggone phone. Bro, I was sending off text, bro.
Look, in my mind, Formby wasn't shit last night. When nobody shit, then I was like, I want to take that Tyler Booker, put him back at guard, and I was like, shit, Formby still gotta be out. I was so mad at every goddamn body last night. I was cussing Kendrick Law ass out last night from the fumble. I was cussing Jaron Miller out. Goddamn, I was so mad last night.
Oh, hell, you know, I was mad too in the second quarter. I texted you. I said, hell, we could start on this offensive line right now. I texted you.
Hey, and this how mad we be. We talk crazy. We probably could. I couldn't.
In my mind, I think my aggression's still there, but my body ain't.
Yeah.
They'd have pushed me over, ran through me, and they'd had to pull me off they had to put the cart and pull me off the field. I couldn't get out of it.
For real. Listen, I told you that, Jay, hey man, just start all the second string. Just put all the second string. They can't
Does somebody want to play today?
Oh man,
that's why I couldn't. That's why I couldn't have did last night. Because last night I would have been an emotional roller coaster last night.
I was pretty good.
Hey, Brittany B saying something real. I was bumped up last night. Everybody. Hey, I was like, oh man, throw this shit away. My wife came in there and told my son, you look like you lost your best friend. I did. Goddamn it.
Hey, I ain't above it. I was actually fairly calm last night by the end of the game, but I've had my times. You remember last year after we played Michigan? Man, me and Coach Dude was ready to get in the car, go down to Tuscaloosa, start fights with people. Like, that's what we were at. We was on his show live talking about he talking about coming to pick me up. We was ready to go. But I ain't above it.
Hey, like my man Chris said, man, this is why we love college football. You gotta love college football because this shit send you on an emotional roller coaster, boy. Like, God damn, man.
Yeah, I get emotionally tied to a team that I couldn't even have sniffed at trying to play for. You know what I'm saying? Get emotionally tied to it.
I'm in the Bam chat, and I'm like firing off in the Bam chat, right? And then William Bryan like, rise up, cousin. I love it. I was like, yeah. I'm pretty hot over here, y'all.
Yeah, with William Bryant calling you out for cussing, you got to take a step back.
Hey, and Eric D said something about the wrestling good last night. Someone called him a suspect, and like I said, we had 13 penalties for 120 yards, but they also had 11 penalties for 92 yards. So it was a lot of flags, and that was another thing that was getting up under my skin. Like, God damn it, keep the flag. Play football, shit.
Yeah, that was me, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Some of them holding penalties, I get it. I do. But if you're going to call everything you see and then turn around and miss a lot of the defensive pass interference calls, and, you know, they're not calling a lot of them, and it wasn't just us. I'm not going to sit here and be the typical Bama fan. The referees were against us. They was against the game of football last night. They didn't want me to sustain no drives. They were calling some horrible calls. And, yeah, they got to clean that up. Forget all that. Let them play, man. Let them play a little bit. There wasn't too much blatant stuff going on. They just flagging everything at one point. Second quarter, I got so frustrated. I'm a smoker. I went outside and smoked I don't know how many times. I walk outside, smoke, come back in for 2 plays, go, oh, hell, just go right back outside again. I was getting frustrated.
Y'all know how many times I changed hats last night? I changed hats so many times. I just finally took it off. I took all. Listen, I was on KB's show. I'm like in the chats on KB show. No Georgia fan giving it to her. I said, listen, I can't listen to this. I cut it off.
I'm gonna tell you about KB show. It's so funny because you even see him get kind of angry. He like, I gotta start reading these comments because them comments, boy, I'm like, damn these comments.
Dude.
I'm like everybody in here right now.
First, I cut the comments off. Then I'm like, I just got out the show, right? I'm looking, we fumbled the ball again. I started watching Law and Order SUV, y'all. So, I did. I took all my Alabama stuff off, put on a regular t-shirt and some shorts, and I'm watching doggone Stabler and Benson.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you a real truth. When we finally scored, this was before we scored. I forgot what it was. Was it Kobe Prentice? It might have been something after that. But I got up right then and went and took a shower. I said, whew. And all of a sudden I got in the shower. I was like, 46. I was like, what the hell happened? I just need to go relieve. After I knew we won, I was like, I'm good. I don't need these. And I always stay and see what the interviews be like after the game. I'm like, but then I was like, I need to go take a shower because I'm hot right now. I'm mad. And I see
Well, first of all, I'm gonna say
42.
I'm gonna say first of all, shout out to KB because there ain't no way in hell I could go live with the game. I went live with Coach Dude a couple of times, and me and him cussed so much we sent 3 men to hell. I'm telling you right now, we cussed so much. I burned a pack of cigarettes in the first quarter against the Auburn game last year. Me and him was live together on his show. I burned a pack of smokes up in a quarter and a half, and like I couldn't do it. I don't see how he does it, especially when the chat room gets going. Because like the people in here, like Tom Reed and 2-time, they're Georgia fans, but I can talk to them. I ain't got no problem. I can talk, and I'm not a homer. If Alabama ain't looking good, I'll tell you we don't look good.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Auburn, but if they look good, I'll tell you they look good. But man, when they start pouncing on you like that, you start getting mad. You want to fight somebody. You can't get a hold of nobody on the internet.
Hey,
so you
and the thing is, think about it. If Alabama ain't looking good, I'll tell you they ain't looking good. But I don't need no other goddamn team fans telling me they ain't looking good. Damn it, I see. I know they ain't looking good.
Listen, I'm here in Georgia, and I was hot. I like, bro, if I ever want to call Tony B, I'm gonna knock that motherfucker ass out so goddamn. I ain't gonna say that. I'm getting out of the car. I'm gonna punch the shit out of it.
Hey. Y'all was here. I was live last year on Bam Dam after we lost to Texas. I tried to get a Clemson fan to meet me halfway. I was gonna whoop his ass. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I started drinking in the second quarter because you could just kind of tell where that game was going. And you have 1 or 2 beers. Well, next thing you know, you've had 15 in a quarter.
Yeah, you had a whole damn case of Coronas.
And then a case is gone. And then we want to go live all of a sudden. And I thought, oh, hell, I'd never done that after a game before. And then Texas wore us out. And then this Clemson fan on there, they're wearing me out, man. And I said, hell with it. I said, I'll give you gas money, meet you halfway, and I'm going to stomp your ass somewhere. And then I felt bad about it, and I had to apologize. But, dude, it got to me. I ain't gonna lie. That's what I'm saying. I ain't above it. It's happened to me so many times, man. Oh,
I gotta go to work and hear these folks talk to noise, bro.
Oh, God.
I'm finna beat the shit out of somebody. I don't care
and my thing is, back to the shits out, Georgia. Yeah, we struggled with this team last year and this year. But guess what? We beat y'all last year, and we're gonna probably do it this year.
See, I'm lucky though. Like I get to talk to Georgia fans that are pretty nice.
Yeah.
And then I get over in Kangaroo Black's chat every once in a while. My dad's gonna pop up, say something, and then they gonna jump on me with both hands and feet. And then the Bama fans will come over and try to help, and I'm over there drowning in it. But man, it does. It hurts you sometimes, man. These fans will come at you hard. Good Lord, and it's good.
Who's gonna try to talk
they can talk it because Georgia's been like the prominent program here lately. Yeah, we beat them at the SEC championship last year, but let's be honest, they belonged in that playoff just as much as we did. They were just as good. Right. So I mean, they're a great football team. So yeah, man, it gets rough. That shit talking get rough. You start trying to think of stuff that happened in 1987 and shit.
Right. But you know who don't back down from them Georgia fans? No fan base for that. That doggone Stephen Hicks, man. Stephen Hicks gonna be there and he gonna give it to him.
Yeah, but Stephen Hicks is high all the time. He don't give it to him. You can't get him.
Stephen Hicks and he put up a pass and he kicks him ass. He don't care, bro.
He's on cloud 9. You can't touch him. He don't care. Shout out to him, by the way. He's a good dude. I love talking to him.
Oh yeah,
man.
more definitely. Man, that whole Bama fan base though, like the little YouTube family in each chat. Hey, bro, I rocks with him. Bro.
But
That's
that's all
right.
that game last night.
He gonna stir the pot, and he will. KB should have been a professional wrestler. I'm telling you right now, he can talk it and walk it. He could have been the next Ric Flair. I'm telling you right now, man. He could have promo. Alabama be down 14 points. He could promo make you believe that your team stinks when they're winning. Like he's good.
Did you see the title for his Auburn video? The Barry Jordan hair.
Yeah. Hey. Hey, I think Eric D said in the coach, well, at least we didn't lose the cow.
Man, you know Auburn fans got to be feeling a certain type of way. Good night.
Oh,
Peyton Thorne tied the record yesterday at Auburn for most interceptions in a game.
Clap it up. Good job.
yeah.
Free. I got a suggestion to make. Stick with them. Let's keep it going. Way to go, Coach Freeze.
Way to go, baby.
I think Deuce Knight was there. And Deuce Knight, I believe he sent me a message on Instagram talking about something. Yeah, I'm straight. I ain't gonna. I was gonna do it, but I ain't gonna do it. I might just stay in Notre Dame, bro. By the way,
I was just playing.
Like,
so like Smokey, I was just bullshitting, and you know this. Oh man,
bro.
Yeah, I looked around college football when I started getting a little depressed in the second quarter. I looked around a little bit, the little ticker, and Notre Dame lost, and I was like, "Well, that's a good day." And then Auburn lost, and I was like, "Okay, we're getting better. All right, I don't feel too bad now."
Oregon almost lost that game last night, bro.
Dude, that
Oregon
was good.
Almost lost that game against
a good ball game. Oregon's in trouble. I don't know exactly what's going on there, but they're in trouble. Their defense is not like it was.
Right. I mean, they beat them 37-34, man. I'm like, but you know, Oregon was the team that they had them above Alabama. They had Oregon sitting there with number 3 or whatever to come out to be the, you know, I'm like you, Van. There's only 2 games, so things can turn around, but woo.
But just like with Florida State, that transfer portal can make you or break you.
Right.
You get a bunch of me guys in there that are talented, but they ain't been in the program but 3 or 4 months, and they don't know what it's about, and they're just worried about individual statistics. They can tank a team. We're seeing it right now. We're getting a firsthand look at how the future of college football may look. Yeah. And man, this is wild, and a lot of coaches are getting baptism by fire right now because nobody knows how to handle this shit. This is new.
Right. But like Nick Jr. said, the portal is made to accentuate and fill in key gaps and blanks. Man, when you building the whole roster off of portal, I mean, I'm not saying that, you know, that it's not going to work, but that's a bunch of guys that don't know each other. A bunch of guys that just wasn't recruited by you, you know, and I'm not gonna say everybody's like this, and I don't want to put this on everybody because I do believe that people sometimes transfer that need to transfer. And I'm gonna say it once again, our quarterback, Eli Holstein, transferred to Pitt, and he's starting. So I understand that, but a lot of these people transfer because of me, and not the team. So when you get a bunch of me players, it's just all about I and what I can get out of this. And if everything is a business decision, there's no continuity. There's no jail. So
I agree.
And it'll break down on you like a cheap pair of shoes, you know.
And don't get me wrong. All these should be business decisions, but it should be long-term business decisions. Yes. Like how you gonna be for the long-term business decision, not for the I want to profit now. Listen, when you open up a business, it might be 4 years out until you see a profit. And that's what you want to see in college football. Listen, like you said, you got some guys that are transfer, you need to do it. like I understand it, but it's you got guys that leaving for the now moment, not worried about 4 years down the line moment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah.
And you might transfer and your stock might drop, bro. You might transfer somewhere and you get to the team and your stock might drop.
What you said about DJ Ugalele? What you said about him?
He's a professional transfer. He got a Heisman in transferring.
Hey, but Tom Reed brought up a comment.
Dude, it does. It feels like he played for half the country and half the conferences too. Like, I ain't trying to hate on that young man because I still think he's got talent. I think a lot of it's up here. I think his mindset. You remember when he played for Clemson? Even when he would make mistakes, they were quick to try to cover up, be like, "Nah, he's our guy." Blah 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 blah. They were never critical of him, and I think they might have a disconnect up here. But he's got talent. Some coach somewhere could probably unlock it, but he's run out of time. Unfortunately, it's over for him. I'm afraid.
Yeah, somebody gonna try him because of his goddamn attributes. His I forgot what the word they use, but all that shit, his height is they're gonna try him. Somebody is gonna try him. Yeah. But Tom Reed brought up a good comment earlier. Just do a little deep dive in yesterday's game. NIU coach is going somewhere. He had his team scheme ready. Like NIU was putting it on Notre Dame yesterday. And it looked really impressive. I'm a big fan of them teams like that get up and actually put that thing on you. They play fearless. They don't care what name it is and who's in front of you. I'm finna go ball out. Same mentality USF had last night. I'm finna go ball out. That's it. And where you at? Hey, man, go ahead.
The MAC was this close to having 2 upsets to top 25 teams yesterday. Bowling Green almost got Penn State too.
Yes.
These little teams are catching up, and they're catching up faster than normal. We're used to seeing 1 or 2 of those a year, maybe. We're seeing a bunch right now. We're seeing FCS teams take teams and play them hard, and then they'll turn around and play an FBS team and blow them out the next week. And we thought the team wasn't no good because they struggled against the FS or FCS team. Talent across the board, man. There's a lot of teams right now that are a couple players away from really wreaking havoc on top 25 teams. I love it from a football standpoint. I love it because there was a time when you would turn on them AAC games, the MAC games, and you see a few good players, but they're going to get blowed out. Notre Dame's going to roll over them or not no more. You have to watch every team weekly now. I mean, Boise almost got Oregon, and Boise's at a different level, but they ain't been the same team that Boise was when me and you was growing up in SJ. They were on fire back then. This ain't the same Boise, but they nearly got Oregon. Idaho took Oregon to the limit last week.
Right.
And Cal beat Auburn last year. This is different times, man. You got to take everybody week to week seriously, and I think that's a testament to last night.
I was saying because football yesterday was
that's an off week. We ain't playing Chattanooga out here. South Florida came to play, and they played physical. And you watched the Northern Illinois game last night, and they out physical Notre Dame, who that's what their identity's supposed to be.
Right.
Hey, man, Tom Reed's right. That coach's going to be on the up and up. If you can get your team with less money, less ability to draw players in to get up to play a team like that and beat them, yeah, everybody's going to be looking at you for a coaching job. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who asked a comment in the chat. But they said, "Is Nebraska for real? It's Nebraska for real right now. Are they for real?"
Well, going up against Colorado, I just, man, listen, I expect them to do what they did against Colorado. I'm just being honest.
I picked really, Nebraska in a way, yeah.
Yeah,
and I don't know who their first game.
I
don't even know who they played their first week.
I can't remember.
They handled business though. It was like nothing.
Right. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, I expect them to beat Colorado. Hey man, the young buck, they got a true freshman quarterback.
And
Man.
I think that's a testament to Matt Rule, because he's introducing that quarterback. He's introducing that quarterback and letting him make plays, but he is not hanging him out to dry. He's not asking him to throw it 50 times. You know, he's supplementing the run in there, and he's not asking him to do too much and letting his growth and development and confidence come along. He's going to be a dangerous quarterback in a year or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. Man, Colorado, I hate doing this because it always comes off like you hate Deion Sanders. Well, if anybody knows me, knows growing up, I watched Deion play for the Falcons, the Niners, the Cowboys. He ended up at the Ravens towards the twilight of his career, which is my team. And, man, I love watching Deion. He's one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen. He's not been coaching that long. There's time for him to do certain things. A lot of the media has overhyped Colorado. They do have some talent. Travis Hunter may be the best player in college football overall.
Yeah.
They may be asking him to do too much because they don't have enough players. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, they can't run the ball. They're the same team they were last year. They can't play defense. They can't run the ball. You can't go out and throw it 35 times and have 200 yards passing and win a ball game. You're not going to win that way. You know, they're just asking too much out of, and they're not getting enough development out of enough things. They're a little bit away. The real question is, will Deion be there after the boys are gone? I think that's the big question everybody's got.
Right.
Who knows?
Also, that's another team that, you know, rely heavily on the portal as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go, that continuity. That's not really people. You brought in one or two people, but, you know, and like somebody said, the defense in Colorado sucked. I mean, they are garbage. So,
you know, one thing I seen Shador say he left the game I think he left 2 minutes or something on the clock.
Yep.
I hate when players do that shit. That shit show me it's all about me. It's all about me. It's me and nothing. Like, come on, man, you a team. Take the L on the sideline like everybody else. Go shake hands and all that. Go do all that crap, bro. Like, get better. Like, whatever it is, man. You a decent quarterback.
Deion shouldn't have let him leave. Deion should have
no. And that's why he gets so much pushback, because you
now the rumor
these boys do anything they want to do. Like, you can't do that, bro. You play this game. You know how it is, man. Like,
the rumor is that he was going to get into concussion protocols, what I've seen.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know if that's true or not, you know. But, you know, our boy, we've done brought him up once, but Coach Dude, man, he hated Colorado.
Yeah.
Every time me and him got together, he was going to talk about Colorado for 30 minutes. And the words he used was daddy ball. He said he ain't there but to promote his, you know, that was his terms. So, you know, I can't hate on him because, you know, if I had kids, I'd want to protect them and coach them to the best of my abilities and use my resources to put them in their best light. I get it, but does Colorado suffer because of it? That's the real question, you know.
Oh, I know I can't coach my son. I told Rizzo one day, like, first game went to Central High School, a lot of players got to play because they were blowing this team out. They were playing Hewitt Trustville. No, they were playing Pinson Valley, Coach Nick's former team. And I'm telling you, I would have played a lot of players, but my son would have played all 4 quarters every second of the game on the I can't coach my son. I know I can't. I don't care. Everybody is playing. They just ain't playing his position.
I can't. I'd be the same boat. I don't need to be training them or coaching them because I would have my son out there pulling cars. You're going to get stronger in the offseason, boy. And, yeah, man, it takes a certain somebody to coach and balance it, and I ain't got it. I ain't got it like that. I'm too defensive. I wouldn't
37 tackles. 37 tackles, 10 sacks.
I wish you would have coached me. I wish you would have coached me. I could have used that kind of exposure.
But yeah, man, Go ahead.
Keith Holcomb asked us any news on Cole Adams. I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard nothing. I was watching a show last night. They said something that looked like he said, and this wasn't confirmed. He said what he think it looked like. He said it looked like he did something to his shoulder or something last night. Whatever, but I don't
like
know.
a dislocation or something.
Yeah. Keith Holcomb asked another question. I want y'all to give y'all his opinion. And Keith Holcomb, I want you to type your opinion too. He said, honest thoughts on Miro. Keith Holcomb, put your thoughts in the comments too. Your honest opinion on thoughts on Miro.
Great question.
I give mine. My honest thoughts on Miro is, of course, I think, I'm a homer. So I'm a homer. I ain't gonna lie to you. But overall, to be honest with you, man, I think like Van was saying, he's a hell of an athlete. He's actually a great quarterback. He kind of got in his head a little bit last night, and it was some plays that he should have gotten rid of the ball, just tossed it out of bounds, whatever the case may be, instead of running backwards and taking a sack for a 10, 15-yard loss, whatever the case may be. But then again, it's easy for me to say that sitting on the couch. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for me to say that. It's easy for me to criticize any of those kids on any team, not just Alabama, sitting on the couch. So, man, they practice. This man knows what his strengths are. I think Miro, at some point last night, me and NSJ was talking about this. I was like, at one point, all the touchdowns were Miro's, and they say like, this is not good. I was like, I think at this point he feels like he got to put the shoulder on his team. I mean, the team on his shoulder this team to make something out of nothing, and that could be a detriment to you, and it could be a good thing. You could be a hero, or you can be the hated man on the field because you did something and cost a fumble or whatever the case may be. So to me, Miro is a great player, man. He's still learning. He still got some things to figure out, But overall, as this season progresses and with this coaching staff, I think we will see at the end of the season a polished quarterback that we all know and hope that he can be. And that's my opinion.
That's a good answer. I mean, that's the thing about balance of opinions. That's about balancing opinions, is being a fan of somebody, of a team, and then talking about them at the same time. You have to be critical sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's hard to balance the two when you're a super fan. And I'll be the first one to tell you sometimes that Milroe can hold on to the ball a little too long in certain situations. But he's looking to try to make a big play, and it's hard for me to get mad at him for that, because he come from a situation last year where an offensive coordinator didn't know how to use him. And me and you, NSJ, have talked before about Lamar Jackson and how the Ravens became better, and he became better when they decided we're going to go all in on his skill set and build a team around what he does. And when Greg Roman was there, that's exactly what the Ravens did. And that was the best version to me. I know he won the MVP last year in the NFL, but that was the best version of Lamar we ever seen.
Yes.
Now that Greg Roman's not there, they're asking him to do too much of this and less of what he does best. And sometimes it does feel like to me that we get away from his abilities and skill sets to try to make him something he may not be. The best version of Milroe is using his athleticism to freeze the secondary and open up the big play. That's what he does. It's what he's done well. It's how he got us into the playoffs last year. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't want him to be Tom Brady. That ain't who he is, and I don't need him to be that guy, because Milroe, if you're a fan and you doubt him completely, you didn't watch last year because of what he did against Auburn, what he did against Georgia. He won big games when it mattered. He put the team on his shoulders and won when it mattered. He did things yesterday. I highlighted 2 plays earlier that showed growth in his passing game over last year, I thought. So I'm still big on him. I think week to week, the more they work together, I think the passing issues will kind of keeping his head on the swivel and looking for more guys that are open, stuff like that. But you can't pin last night all on him. Not at all. I think he was one of the least of our worries. The offensive line being a big concern, but it was a team effort last night when we stunk, and it was a team effort when we got better last night. And so I'm a big fan of Milroe, and I think I've seen improvement in him. I've seen improvement in him last year, and I'm just hopeful that he'll finish career at Alabama with a championship. But if he don't, I appreciate what he's done. He's been fun to watch, man.
Yeah, true. Well, me personally, how I feel about Big Four. I like him. He's a good dude. And it's basically mirror everything y'all was saying. Basically, there is times when I want him to realize, let's not take the loss for yards. I know his mindset is I need to make a play. I know that's the mindset of an athlete or somebody that does this. He try to make a play, but live to see another play. Like nigga Saban used to say, throw that thing away. We got more downs. Let's not take the loss. We don't want to interception. We just want to end in the kick, whether it's a field goal, punt, or extra point, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But no loss of yards. Get rid of the ball whenever you feel like it's there. Just get rid of it. Do that. But come on, let's kind of custom make this thing for Jalen Milroe a little bit more. He runs the ball very well. Like he's a specimen. Let's just customize it. Go all 100% in. I know these coaches have things that they want to do. Go 100% in on Jalen Milroe. Mm-hmm. Go 100%. He's your investment now. Protect your investment. Make your investment worth his while. Go 100% in on. I don't care what people say it may look like. I don't care. Do what's best for him. Mm-hmm. Do what's best for him so you can get the best out of him.
Tom Reed made a great comment. He said, "I'll be rolling the pocket." He seems more comfortable.
Yes,
moving, and it is. He makes better plays when he's moving. His decisions are better when he's moving, and I agree 100%, man. You gotta cater to that. You gotta build around it. Go ahead, man.
And sometimes the sports analyst and all of us wants to try to think about the guy at the next level at the NFL. Well, I don't care about the next level right now. I remember a certain college quarterback, and y'all all do too. Tim Tebow was not an NFL quarterback. He won a playoff game on pure luck and determination one time, but he did not have an NFL career that lasted longer than really a half a season, if you want to count it, as far as being a starter. But he was one of the best college quarterbacks we ever seen, and it was unconventional. He wasn't going to sit back and dot you up and nickel and dime you. He'd hit you with the big play, and he used his running ability to freeze your safeties and run over guys when he got an open field. And it worked. And he won championships that way. And who cares if he looks like a prototypical NFL quarterback? I don't get caught up in all that mess. I don't care about that. I care about what he can bring to Alabama and what he can do. And the truth of the matter is, yes, sometimes he misses open receivers. He don't see guys that are open. Okay. Every quarterback in all time has done that. Ain't never a quarterback that hadn't missed a guy that was wide open and didn't see it in the film room that Monday or Tuesday. It happens. And sometimes he may hold on to the ball too long, but I also know that he has won a lot of big games for us, man, and his ability to find players when it matters most and to run in touchdowns when we need them. He does a lot for us. He don't get the credit he deserves, in my opinion.
Yeah, facts.
I seen somebody say he was in the media a little too much, but when you got a kid with his personality, you got to let him shine a little bit, man. He's such a good kid. You want kids to look up to a guy like that. When I see his interviews, when I see him working with these young kids at practices and all this stuff, man, that's the guy you want. You don't have to worry about that guy not being on curfew. You don't have to worry about that guy out doing stuff he ain't supposed to. He's giving you 110%, and as a team, you got to buy in with him, and you've got to give him the ability to make the plays he can make and build your team around what he does successfully. I don't know. I'm just a big fan, man. Maybe my homerism's taking over. I don't know, but
you did like, that's facts. Right. That's facts. That's facts. Right. And somebody did say that he needs to get a haircut or a bigger helmet too. Somebody did say that.
That was Jeff Stapleton. I think that was.
It might be something. They might be on to something. Because the helmet did look a little funny with the little thing he had on his head. What you got going on?
I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing, dude. They had me a record helmet when I was in middle school, and they'd leave a ring around my head right here all the time. I had to get the head belt. I can't say nothing about somebody having a big head.
Hey, you know what though? Like my son, like he funny. He funny as hell. He talking about the dudes on the middle school team, and I ain't never looked at it. He like, you can tell the people that don't play that much. I was like, why? He said, look at how weird they helmet look versus everybody else. He said, everybody get the big crock pot helmet. If they ain't playing, they got the big crock pot.
Oh man,
He's just stupid.
Oh, hey man, that's crazy.
But man, we're out, man. College football was good yesterday. Maybe
it was
that one moment, but everything was all good. We're gonna be all good. Bama gonna be Bama. We're gonna roll. We're gonna get better. And I appreciate all these guys going out there, giving out their hard work and hard efforts. Because we look at it from the fan base. You gotta think about a lot of this fan base don't even have never touched the football field. So they got a lot of wild opinions, a lot of wild thoughts. And as a fan, yes, in the beginning moment, I feel the same way, but this game is hard. This game, I don't care who you playing. This game is hard. This game is hard. And in the heat of the moment, it really some days, some games it looks like that, yes, you're gonna do this and you're gonna do that, but the fact of the matter is teams are better than what we think they are. Yes, we look at the USF and like we should dominate them, but me and Van talked about it on the other show the other night that these guys are good. I think the only thing we probably said wrong is I don't think we had the same problem as last year. And I know I was wrong on that point.
I've been wrong.
Man,
yeah.
You know, experience is the best teacher of all. Man, you could be in school, you could be a scholar, straight A student, book smart, but real life application, you can't beat real life application because some you learn in a book, you know, is not, you know, it may not translate on the field. You might have to, you know, they tell you step left, you might have to step right. You know, you may have to do something different in what textbook I'm trying to say. So this experience that they're getting, Will Conformia, I'm talking about in particular, and the other young guys, is a good thing. I know it looked bad last night, and you know, Mbakwe got beat a couple of times, and yeah, but it's experience. It's on film now. They can go back and they can look at it and they can critique it and be like, okay, well, this is what you were doing, this is what you weren't doing, or whatever the case may be. This is how you remedy that. And they're gonna practice it and put it into play. You know, just doing it in practice, it don't help. That game experience, that last night is gonna do more for those young guys than, you know, just practice. You're suiting up with helmet and shoulder pads, and you know, because practice is one thing. Real game speed is a total different thing. You know, and you got to have that real. That's that motherfucker right there. That's that bro. I swear to God.
You talking about you, Mario?
Yeah. I swear to God, I hope we beat them some bitch coming goddamn bro, I'm gonna find this motherfucker. I'm gonna find. I'm gonna find this right here. By the God, I am. But anyway, you know, like I was saying, that dog gonna come in and threw me off my game. Anyway, it's real life experience, man. You know, and I think they'll learn from it, and we'll get better from there. So,
yeah, some teams just have your number. That's how it be.
Yeah.
Some teams just. I mean, at one point, Arkansas they weren't beating us, but goddamn, they played us like the goddamn. Played us so close a lot of times. Like even last year, we pulled away for a minute, then they came back. Like what the world? Like just some teams that just no matter what.
Great example. That's a great example. Auburn lost to New Mexico or New Mexico State last year. They played us to the damn wire. Yeah. And we made it to the playoff. And like I said, they lost to New Mexico. some teams just got your number, man, and they're going to play you hard. And I think Eric D said that in the chat, and I agree with him 100%.
Yeah.
And it's just like when Alabama plays Georgia. He said it there too. I mean, as great as Georgia is, as much talent they have, as good as their coaching staff is, they, minus one game, have had a lot of trouble with Alabama. Alabama's just got their number. There's something about it. And we'll see if that holds true now with a new head coach and everything. But, man, some teams just play you better than others. And sometimes you play better teams better than you do other teams. Football's complicated. It's a chess match. And sometimes everybody ain't got all the pieces, but they may be smarter than you. And you just see things, man. Football is exciting for that reason. If we could predict the scores and the games every week, wouldn't be worth watching.
Right. You know, man, I love to go beat the crap out of Auburn, but we all know, man, that Auburn is just like you said. Auburn can crap the bed with a sorry team, but when it comes to us, it's just they're gonna play us to the wire.
Yes,
they're making plays, and you're like, how are we losing, or we barely winning, or whatever the case may be to this team, and it just is what it is, you know.
Yeah,
you know. So this year, I think we'll beat the crap out of them in Tuscaloosa, though. I ain't lying. I just think it's not gonna be a 4th and 31 or some last minute miracle type of deal like a couple of years ago when we took it with 4 overtime. We're gonna beat them convincingly in Tuscaloosa.
Lord, I hope so, because that put about 20 years on me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Between that 4 overtime game and then the 4th and 29 or 31, whatever it was last year, I don't know how much more of that I can take. And I'm still raising young kids, so I need Alabama to beat Auburn convincingly. I don't need all that stress on my heart, you know.
I left that game. I needed a hip replacement. I had a full gray beard. Everything, man. That turned me off. I turned into my granddaddy.
So I was 25 when the game was played. I woke up, I'm 51 now. Like, how the hell?
I had on I went from having on pants to breeches. I was like, what?
With a pocket knife.
For real.
I had some breeches on with a pocket knife in his pocket. Oh, bro.
But overall, man, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm cool after that. Anyway, yesterday, like I said, everybody was trash. Nick Saban, I wanted you just to officially leave, quit looking at us, do this. You go home, go to bed. You sleeping. Why you up so late? When you on college game day, how you keep making these fast trips to Tuscaloosa? What you doing?
Yeah, man, I didn't know he had a time machine, because that dude be on game day and then bam, there he is up in the booth. I'm like,
you was you was sleepy, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm like, dude.
You woke up early and you are up past your bedtime. You passed my bedtime at this point.
He got so much energy, dude. He's working harder now than he was when he was coaching.
Right.
He's in every commercial. He's on game day on Saturday morning. He was on a podcast with Mark Ingram and Urban Meyer today. Man, he working harder now than he was. He got more energy than me. He's twice my age plus some. I don't understand it.
So, Kehoe, I'm Roll Time Rise Up, brother. Me and you talk all the time in all the chats. How you doing?
Got my man Van Elwes. I know you familiar with these two guys. I know you familiar with them. At least in the chat, you familiar with them.
Listen, me and Keith and all the KB chat talking to us. Van was talking about the show the other night. We talking old school cars, talking about Barracudas, and we all KB talking about what our first car and all this type of stuff. So now you can put a face with a name, sir. Roll Tide Rise Up, Keith.
Yeah. Keith Holcomb don't realize it, but me and him talk in the Bama Standard chat room all the time. All the time. Me and him and Joe back and forth all the time. He just ain't never seen me in person yet.
Bobby Sprinkle, what's going on, man? But y'all, I don't know. It probably wasn't the deepest dive into it. I don't know if y'all got what y'all wanted, but this is the come down session after the game for me, because if I would do it yesterday, I would have wanted to fire the AD. I wanted everybody to move out of. I wish Katrina would have came over Alabama, just wiped Sousa out and replace it. I was bad.
Oh, everybody get fired. The people selling peanuts, the people selling Coke, everybody over at Rama Jamma, people at the Publix across the street, everybody get fired.
Hold up now. We can't fire everybody at Rama Jamma, man. That's a hell of a smoke. That's a hell of a damn smoked sausage over there, man. That's pretty damn good. Let's don't fire them. Everybody else, so y'all can go.
The cleanup crew. Yeah, I got a few people who work at Alabama. I'm firing them too. I'm gonna call my cousin right now.
You ain't got nothing to do with the game. Don't even care about it. You get fired too.
You fired. I'm like Pinky. I'm firing everybody.
Pinky.
That's your cousin.
They start forming.
You spill cognac on this $200 suit.
I'm like, that's your cousin.
You taking the corner fast.
You
man, when he bust out that limo. When he bust out that limo, you taking them corners too damn fast. Got me spilling cognac on my $200 suit.
Hey, it was so funny, man. He was in there talking big. Oh, say it again. I'm like, oh,
he said, I got a wife, I got a girlfriend on the side, man. Please don't
on the side. He said, I got a girlfriend at home and a wife on the side. I'm like,
God.
You tripping.
He said, yeah, you had me scared, but I held my own.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. I feel a lot better now since I talked to you guys. I ain't gonna lie.
Same here, man. Same here.
Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta talk it out of ourselves too.
But
I might sound like Trump Eric D. Was it Apprentice or what that show was he was frying folk?
Yeah.
Find them all.
Yeah, and keep hoping we roll with the tide. So we all know, like I said, last year this was the game where we picked it up afterwards. And look, I know as a Bama fan, it's hard not to panic, but don't panic, don't trip. Let them keep cooking. It's in the process. It's still in the works, and we're gonna get the product we want eventually. Whether it's this year, we're gonna get what we want. We're gonna get what we want. I think the boys go. And this staff is on the right direction of doing what the things is. Just, teams have your numbers, like it was said earlier, and we're going to get better. We still got to get better. Still got to have a little grace for these guys. At least we Bama fans. Damn right. We got more, but our O-line depth is very concerning. I think we'll get, the only way it's not going to be concerning if we get better, bro. We just got to get better. That's all it is. Because we can say start Pritchard, but hell, if Pritchard do the same thing next week, hell, we're gonna be mad at hell at Pritchard and be talking about putting somebody else in. You know what I'm saying? So now don't get me wrong, Pritchard looked damn good when he got in, but Pritchard did have a little he got like what you said, man, got like put on his ass on my point.
Yeah, he got put on his ass on one of them Jam Miller touchdowns, but that shit happens. I just want to say real quick, you know how damn split we are when fans of a team as good as Georgia is telling us we need to calm down.
Right.
We are full down. We got Georgia fans telling us we need to calm down.
Yeah, facts.
Hey, y'all, we've been complaining about this O-line since Chris Owens, y'all. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yup.
We've been crying since Chris Owens, bro. So I think that 2020 team, that O-line, that's for us, y'all. Woo! That 2020 O-line, man.
Yeah, and Bryce never got to play under that. You imagine Bryce Young would have threw for 10,000 yards. I'm telling you right now.
For real. If he had that line that Matt Jones had, man.
He run for his damn life. He played Superman ball for us so much, it was crazy.
Right.
But Milroe has had to, too. Yeah. And we don't think about that sometimes because last night was so fresh for us. But you turn right around. he scores 2 rushing touchdowns and kept us ahead, and he throws for 2 to put us away.
He
And
scored 3.
and
One
think
got
about-
called back.
Yeah, I was just about to say one got called back. Think about that.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about that. That one pissed me off.
Yeah, well, that was damn near about an 80-yard touchdown he ran there, bro.
If I was Milrow, he'd have had to fault me on that one because that man runs forever. I'd have got to that sideline after that damn flag. I'd have whooped that man's ass. He'd have whooped mine one, but yeah, he'd have.
It would have been a fight.
Because you know how tired you would have been after that run. Now you got to come back here and try to conduct the offense again.
Yeah,
man.
And things like that hurt. That stop drive. That kills.
Yeah, it's a morale killer.
Oh yeah,
man, it is a morale killer, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
But y'all, I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much more longer. I got some more stuff to get done today. Appreciate y'all for coming on. Van, start doing your little deep dive in that Wisconsin game. Roll rise up. If you available, you can do the same. And I'll hit y'all up on if I can do it to get the time, because middle school football back for me officially all the way.
Hey man, we know you working on your son back there, so
yeah,
family come first, always.
So y'all, I thought we got like up to 32 in the chat. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all for tuning in.
Yep.
Hit that like button.
Hit that like button for me, please. Share it. Do whatever. But thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for coming on. Roll Tide. Let's continue to link up, my guys.
Link up, roll tide, roll.
Roll Tide.
We out.